George Sands, world's greatest closer. In this series, I'm going to be talking about phone tips. Now, would you rather be a phone ninja or a phone wimp? Oh, come on now, don't take it personal. You want to be a phone ninja, and you're probably wondering, George, how do you know so much about the telephone? Well, my previous life, I worked in a phone room, and we probably had about 15, 16 sales guys. We were making about 80 phone calls per day per salesperson, and at the end of the week, I think we were making somewhere around 5,000 phone calls a week. You times that by 52, and it's about 250,000 phone calls a year we were making. You should have seen the guy's phone bill. It was incredible. But what I did learn are a lot of tips on how to be fantastic on the phone, and I'm going to share those tips with you. Sound good so far? All right. Number one, you want to practice your call. Don't just pick up the phone and make a speed call. Practice your call. Pre-plan it out. Know what the objective is. Is it gaining a commitment? Is it overcoming a broken promise? Is it getting that customer to show up? Is it getting money out of that customer today through a credit card or something like that? You got to have a game plan. Now, what I'd like you to do, get a little sheet of paper, a little notebook, keep it beside you. Look at the call. Just don't go on the computer screen. Okay, I got to make 65 calls a day. Slow it down and you'll speed it up. But practice that call, okay? Number two is, I want you to visualize the call. And I also want you to visualize, where is your customer? Visualize the call. In other words, it's almost like when you're talking on the phone, you close your eyes, and I want you to pretend the customer is right in front of you. That's called belly-to-belly calling, or belly-to-belly selling. See, if you don't think the call's important, you're not going to be able to project your voice, your tone, your inflection, and your words through the airwaves or through the telephone. It is important to make sure that you visualize the customer right in front of you. In other words, it's like they showed up. Well, when they show up, don't you place more importance on making a payment or getting a collection? Of course you do. Number three, listen very carefully. Now, there's a key. And this is the key to being a great collector, okay? And I want you to write this down. Ask the question, listen, and then respond. Let me say it again, and I want you to write this down. Ask, listen, and respond. Ask the question. In other words, so what happened with your paycheck? I didn't get all the hours and I got shorted. Okay, so what you're saying is you got shorted, right? Yes. Okay, can you come in now or a little bit later on? Well, why do I have to come in? Well, you know what? I want you to come in and let's figure out how we can adjust your payment. Can you come in right now or a little bit later on? Now, see the difference? I didn't just say, can you come in right now or a little bit later on? I said, can you come in right now or a little bit later on? That's called the power of pause. So make sure that you structure your words where they're not all blended together, okay? Number four, use the proper questions. If you want somebody to show up, use the either or controlling question. Can you come in now or a little bit later on? Now, the wrong question to ask is the open-ended question when you say, when can you come in? Then the customer says, well, we might be able to get in later, or we could come in Friday. There's no commitment with an open-ended question. Use the either or controlling question. Can you come in now or a little bit later on? It's like gaining a payment. Can you pay by debit or are you going to do it by money order? And then listen for the response and then respond back accordingly, okay? We also talked about in the last series, and I think this is important, if you haven't gotten a mirror yet, I want you to get a mirror by the end of the day or the next day and put that mirror in front of you. And also, here's another great sales tip. Sometimes it makes sense to stand up, put your headset on. That way there you can use your hands, because if you're just sitting at the desk, you're going to get relaxed and comfortable. And remember this, a relaxed voice is a relaxed conversation, and there's no urgency. I like number six. I want you to treat every call like it's your only call today. Now, I know what you're saying. Yeah, but I got to make 80 calls. That's why it's important. Number one, control your attitude. Two is you have to control your energy. Okay? You have to control your energy. Now, you can only drink so many Monsters and Red Bulls and 5 Hour and all that other kind of junk. You got to diet right, you got to eat right, you got to drink right, you got to take care of yourself, because this job, 90% of it, it's mental, and it is a stressful job, isn't it? Yeah. I mean, you're trying to collect money from Deadbeat Debbie and Deadbeat Danny, and they've been stroking you for the last 4, 5, 6 weeks. Serious. You got to get serious with every single call. And now this one I think is really important. I want you to smile before you dial. Smile before you dial instead of frown and drown. And lastly, if you're gonna leave a message on voicemail instead of voice jail, I want you to say something like this. Hey, Mr. Smith, this is George calling from ABC Collections. Hey, listen, I've got some great news and I got a way to help you today, but I need you to pick up the phone and call me at, 555-1212. And again, this is George calling from ABC Collections. I've got some great news for you and I've got a way to help you. And watch what happens. That customer will call you back, because I want you to think about this. You're not the only collector calling them. They have other collectors calling them, and the key is to get them to call you back, not the other collectors. Now, in the next series, we're going to be talking about some other tips and strategies to help you be the best collector. I'll see you then.